to another episode of Asexualise, my asexual life. This is a place to be education about asexuality, all things asexual, and I share my own asexual life journey in order to help you in yours. Thanks so much for joining me. If you don't know who I am Sandra Bellamy, author of Asexual Perspectives, 47 Asexual Stories, which is out on Amazon. The link is down below in the description. I'm also the founder of asexualise.com and the founder of Asexualise Academy. And if you haven't already subscribed to this channel, please hit the great big subscribe button now. Please hit that bell icon to get notified of every time I go live like now or post a new video. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up as we go along. So today I want to talk to you about stopping them before they even start. And what do I mean by this? Stopping them before they even start. Have you got a clue? So I was minding my own business when I had this message pop up into my Facebook Messenger. This message, right? After I had a friend request. So basically I was minding my own business when I had a friend request, I should say. And then I messaged this person back. Hi, do I know you? I said the person's name. And this person put, I'm just adding people to get to know them. Sorry if that sounds weird. Now I knew straight away. And then he put, it's hard meeting people these days as everyone is busy. How are you? Right, now this guy is young. He's in his 20s from what I can tell. About 24, I think. And he lives in my city. But I just knew that he was going to be after a relationship and sex. Because that's what pretty much all of them are after. Do you know what I mean? If a stranger messages you. I mean, I know he liked me straight away more than a friend because I did that to an Indian guy in Exeter. If you remember correctly, a while ago, I started talking to this Indian guy because I was looking for someone on meetup.com. I mentioned this a couple of videos ago. I met a person on meetup.com, and when I was looking through Facebook, a person with the same name came up who lived in my city, and I thought that's a huge coincidence. So I thought I'll take my luck and have a risk and speak to the person, and they thought I was weird. Well, they thought I was a scammer at first, didn't they? That was a guy who the day before last I talked about who said I thought you were a scammer at first. Now I'm really sorry for the way I treated you, and my friend needs some help, basically. Can you help him? And then blocked me. Weird person. So yeah, so anyway, so that was weird because he blocked me. Like, I know, if this guy had been genuine, then fair enough. But do you know what I mean? I know he's going to be after sex because nearly the whole world, sadly, is heterosexual. And until something drastically changes, that's not going to help, is it? So you need to stop these people before they start. Even though they haven't said anything, just look at their profile. He has no friends on show, right? A sign that he's hiding things, right? He has barely any pictures on his Facebook page. A sign he's hiding stuff. And the few posts that are on there, you know, are few and far between. So there's no way of really telling about this person apart from a picture. He's got one friend on there who said, how you doing, mate? And liked something. And I clicked through his friend and I found out loads more about his friend than him. That's how I could make his age out. And his friend has pictures of his the same school they went to and everything. So I found out more about this guy from there. Now this guy's not bad looking. He's British, but he's really not bad looking at all. I have to admit. But the fact is, he's going to be sexual, and that's why he's messaging me. Do you know what I mean? And he's quite miserable looking as well. I'm not being funny, but I don't want a miserable looking guy. Do you know what I mean? He just looks really miserable. But when people are hiding stuff like that, it's considerably dodgy. Do you know what I mean? Because you don't know anything about them. They could be anyone. It might be a fake profile, and it could be someone who has created a second profile just so you don't know much about them. It's got all his movie interests and stuff like that on there, though. So I put, when he said, how are you? I just nipped it in the bud straight away. And I said, well, I'm off to sleep now, as I am one of those people who lead a very busy life. And just in case you were wondering, I am a person who hates sex. So not looking for a relationship with a guy with sex. The photo of my profile is of my book, Asexual Perspectives. Asexual is my sexual orientation, meaning I lack sexual attraction. So I don't date sexual guys. I wish you luck finding someone though. Good night. So I've used an assumptive technique there, which I've told you about before, which is assuming they are heterosexual. And, you know, that they're looking for a relationship. And then he put, wait, I'm not looking for sex. Right? Wait, I'm not looking for sex. And when I mean looking for people can also mean friends. So that wasn't actually his intention, was it? Because he's used the word and when I mean looking for people can also mean friends. So obviously he is looking for people to have sex with. Because he's looking for people who also means in addition to. See what I mean? But yeah, I'm looking to make friends. Do you see what I'm saying? Just look at his language. So he came on saying, I am just adding people to get to know them. Sorry if that sounds weird. Well, coming from a heterosexual, that means I'm usually getting to know you because I want a relationship with you. It's hard meeting the people these days as everyone is busy. How are you? And like I said, I've just nipped it in the bud straight away then. And I've told him I'm one of those people that lead a busy life. Why would you want to be with someone anyway who's just there messaging everyone when they're bored because they've got nothing better to do because everyone's busy and they're not? Do you know what I mean? It's just like ridiculous. There's lots of red flags. Do you know what I'm saying? And then when I said about the being asexual and not looking for, not interested in sex, then he's put, wait, I'm not looking for sex. But I'm going to read this out again. And when I mean looking for people can also mean friends. That is the giveaway, that word also. Also means in addition to, so he is looking for people for sex. Proves my point. But yeah, I'm looking to make friends. And I didn't reply after that. Hi Martin, nice to see you. And I didn't reply after that. So, because it's clearly, he's not, I mean, he isn't a bad looking guy at all. Like I say, he's about 24. He could be 23, 24, I think. Because his friend was at school, the same school as him. And I presume this friend went to school with him. And he was in school, his friend was in school in 2013. Well, not school, college. Sorry, his friend, they went to the same school. And his friend went to college, was in college in 2013. Which normally when you go to college in the UK, you're 16. But sometimes you can be a bit older these days, I think. Because it's a while since I've known about going to college. But assuming they were 16 when they went to college. And it's now just gone 2019. And that his friend was 23 then. No, his friend, like, when you go, assume you're 16 and then you add on from 2013 another 5 years, then you'd be like 23 going into 24, wouldn't you? So that's what I reckon. But it might have been his second year in college. I don't know, his friend. So, do you know what I'm saying? So roughly, I think he's about 24, this guy. And like I said, he's not bad looking at all. But, you know, I know he drinks as well. And I don't want to drink, ideally. I don't want someone who drinks alcohol. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah. So I basically didn't reply. And then he never, he revoked his friend request from me. So I was quite happy about that. But you know what I'm saying? It's really hard, though, as an asexual who's romantic, when a guy who's the age I like, in my own city, who's not bad looking, even though he's British from the look of it, you know, is actually interested in me. I do find that romantically hard. But intellectually, you know, like using my brain and not my like hyper romantic side, I know that this guy be no good for me because one, he's going to be after sex. Two, he's very secretive on his Facebook page, which means if he's got secrets on there, he'll have other secrets, things to hide. And you know what I mean? And three, he's not foreign anyway. I don't know if I could kiss a British guy, but he's not bad looking. Like, I'm not sure if a British guy was in his early 20s, I'm not sure if it'd be possible because I am attracted to younger guys in the early to mid-20s. I don't know if I could be that attracted to a British guy. I don't know if it's possible. I know I let one kiss me last year, but I didn't kiss them back, and their friend said, "Oh, come on," so that was it. He went off. So yeah, that was a bit strange. It felt weird. I hadn't let a British guy kiss me, or hadn't, you know, and I certainly haven't kissed a British guy since 2011. So that was bizarre. It was a really weird experience for me. I know it might sound strange to you, but it's just like, but yeah, it was kind of weird. It was nice and flattering because he's the age group I like, and he's not bad looking, and he lives in my city. And I just think it's a bummer, you know. It's a bummer there's so many heterosexuals in the world and not enough asexuals. And especially in my city, around the age group guys that I'm interested in. It'd be brilliant if there was a foreign asexual guy in my city who was romantic like me. It'd like be amazing. It'd just be incredible. There's probably one somewhere. I just can't find him. Do you know what I mean? When the time's right, I guess I'll find him. But I really want someone who doesn't drink as well. So, you know, if you get any messages, don't think that these people are all innocent, because they're really not, you know. I know a lot of asexuals, because they haven't had the experience that I have of all the heterosexual relationships I've been in. A lot of asexuals, I think quite innocently, because to a certain extent, a lot of asexuals tend to be more innocent. The ones that are virgins still, should I say, and not into sex. The ones that have already had sex before and don't mind it, you know, they're probably more clued up on this type of thing. But for any asexuals who've never had sex, not interested in it, are a virgin, it's going to be really hard for you to kind of like understand the mentality of these people. Do you know what I'm saying? And so that's why I shared these things with you on here as well, because you have to understand that you have to think like they think, in the terms of like, if they're contacting you, it's not just to make friends with you. That's a nice, sweet sugar coating. Do you know what I mean? That's like having, I don't know, that's like having a cactus wrapped up in a pink bow. It's just like, when you undo the ribbon, do you know what I mean? It's going to prick you. And in more ways than one, pardon the pun. Do you know what I mean? Because this is what it's like. And so don't think for one moment that these people are innocent in the sexual way, because the majority of them just aren't. I mean, I don't want to tarnish all sexuals with the same brush, because seriously, there are, you know, sexual people that are lovely people that aren't all the same. But if you're getting if you're female, for example, and you're getting a random person friend request you, and they're going, oh, you know, they're making up these excuses. You know, if they ask for pictures, they're almost definitely, you know, if they ask for pictures straight away, they're almost definitely sexual. Do you know what I mean? People don't ask for pictures randomly, especially when you're not, you know, you've never heard of them before. And it's like, I had another guy on here on Facebook, but he was a business guy, but I didn't know whether he's trustworthy or not. But I know most people, they see my asexual perspectives book, because I'm on my profile on Facebook at the moment. I might change it one day, but on my Facebook for a while, I've had my asexual perspectives, 47 asexual stories, love, life and sex, a celebration of asexual diversity book right next to my face. Now, people who don't know what asexuality means, they will ultimately think that asexual means I am a sexual person. The fact my book talks about love, life and sex, they will probably assume automatically that I'm interested in sex. So, you know, it's not totally their fault. I get that. But, you know, I have to, like, nip these people in the bud. Do you know what I mean? Most people wouldn't behave like that. Most people, hi, Heather. Most people wouldn't be like me. They wouldn't have the guts, for a start, to turn around to a complete stranger who's just friended them and say, sorry, I'm not interested in sex, when they haven't even asked for it. But I know what these people are like. I know through experience. I just know what these people are like, and you've got to watch out for them. There'll probably be some women that go around doing it to guys as well. And don't forget, even if you're a guy into guys, or you know, even if you're a guy into guys or woman into woman, this can still happen. Do you know what I mean? You know, I mean, you could still, even if you're a lesbian, you could still get a guy after you because they don't know you're a lesbian unless you've got a lesbian on your profile. Do you know what I mean? So you could still get a guy and pretending to be your friend. It's just rubbish a lot of the time. Now, I know that, you know, things happen for a reason. And I did randomly message a guy myself in my own city, Indian guy. So I knew straight away that, and I fancied the younger Indian guy in my city. With me, I'm asexual, so I'm not interested in sex, which I told the guy when I messaged him. But, you know, so that was unusual for me. So I do understand how it feels to be on the receiving end from other people, because I don't usually do that, and I did. So I do understand, but at the end of the day, clearly he did want sex because of what I said about the also looking for friends, which clearly most heterosexual guys, top tip, the majority of heterosexual guys, not all, but the majority, in my personal experience, cannot be friends with a woman. They want sex. They can't because their sexual attraction's too high. Do you know what I mean? There's usually always ulterior motives. It's different with asexuals. With asexuals, when asexuals don't want sex, you can be friends with a lot of asexuals because you know they're not going to pounce on you and want to jump you in bed. Do you know what I mean? There's no ulterior motive dangling there. I mean, I'm not saying that asexuals don't fancy each other and don't want to be romantic with each other or kiss each other. But, you know, you're never going to get a person, usually, if they're genuine asexual, and especially if they're a sex repulsed one or not into sex, do you know what I mean? You're not really going to get them being like that. And I can feel the difference. But because of my experience, you know, I was minding my own business when this guy messaged me. And then I just know these people, what they're like. It makes it very difficult when you're in business, though, because even on my business pages, you know, people, because I'm so friendly and share all these videos of my whole life journey, you know, people treat me the same on my business page a lot, and you can't even tell if they're looking for you for a business reason, or some of the time it's obvious they are, but other times you can't even tell sometimes if they're looking for business or if they're looking for pleasure, as in they fancy me. Because I have had guys come through my business page that fancy me, and they've made it off. You know, I've told them straight away I'm not interested in sex. Remember ages ago on my asexualized page on Facebook in a private message, one of the guys, I said I'm not into sex, and he goes, "Oh, don't worry, we can have video sex, phone sex then instead." I'm like, what part of I don't want sex do you not understand? Do you know what I mean? This comes from a business page, you know. Other people usually wouldn't. Well, I would hope they wouldn't get, you know, these type of people through their business pages, because it's a business page. Even though I'm talking about asexuality, I still have it representing asexuality. Do you know what I mean? It's because pretty much I do all the same things on my business page as I do in, you know, because I'm the type of person that's a genuine person that doesn't separate their private life very much from their public life. So I am who I am completely all the way through. So when you talk to me on my business page and you talk to me on my personal profile, you talk to me on YouTube, or you talk to me via email, I'm pretty much the same person all the way through. Whereas a lot of people aren't true and aren't authentic. Do you know what I mean? These days. So that's why I guess people aren't used to it. So there was another guy, but I couldn't make this guy out because he is I didn't know if he fancied me. I'm assuming he did, but I don't know. But he came through in a business way. And so, you know, I didn't because I think he might be interested in me romantically, you know, well, not romantically, sexually, to be quite honest. I put this guy friended me, right? But I didn't realise he'd liked some of my posts on my personal Facebook profile. So, because with my personal Facebook profile, people can't comment unless they're my friend, but they can like my posts, and I've got no follow button on there, because I did have a follow button on there, but I started having people from my secondary school that used to bully me following me on there. I thought, I'm not having that. I don't want those people in my life. I don't want to see those people ever again. Do you know what I mean? You know, it's like, fine, have your life, but I don't want to be seeing people following me. You know, you didn't want me when I was at school. You rejected me and was nasty to me and bullied me. You damn well not having me now. I'm successful in terms of, like, my life's happy. Do you know what I mean? I think of success in terms of, like, I've got a book out there, you know, my asexual perspectives, but it just makes me so happy because it's in 6 libraries across the UK. You know, it's on expanded distribution all across the USA. You know, bookshops can order it for people. It's, you know, it just changes people's lives. If you haven't got a copy already, by the way, the link is below. But it's just incredible, and that to me is success. Do you know what I mean? I mean, at the moment, I'm trying to get together the money for a printer, commercial printer. Just to let you know, if you do want to donate down there for that, it'd be great. I've still got another $237.40 to raise for that because I need to get a commercial one. Mine broke, but for the amount of pages I need to do to write my books, to write any more books, I need to get a commercial one again, and I still need to raise some cash for that because, as you know, I do this channel for free all the time. My blogging I do for free. I've still got to buy domain names every year for my websites and stuff. So yeah, I need to get this commercial printer, which is still cheaper than the last one I got. My other one's just broken. I can't do anything, so I can't print anything out. Can't print any, edit any books. Can't, you know, with my asexualized courses that are coming up, I need to do like PDFs and stuff to go with it. I can't do any of that at the moment, so I'm pretty much stuck until I get this printer. And I was talking to someone today from where I got the company who manufactured my old commercial printer. And the lady was really rude, so I went to somewhere else, and luckily they got cheaper printers, but I still need to raise some cash. So if you do like this channel and want to donate, the donate button is down below. It's PayPal. It doesn't cost you any money to donate. There's a fee that comes out for me the other end because you donate to me, but it doesn't cost you any more money than what you put in. If you want to donate any little small amount, it's fine. You don't have to do it reoccurring. You can just donate a little bit. Every bit helps, I tell you, because I really need to be getting the money together for commercial print. As soon as I get that, I can carry on. I've got my fibro book that I almost finished that I need to do final edits to, and that's got asexuality mentioned in it as well, which will open up a whole new world because there'll be tons of people with fibromyalgia that'll be able to read about asexuality. You know, we don't need sex, we don't have to have it, and some fibromyalgia people can't have sex, so you know, they don't know about us, but they will, and they'll be grateful for asexuals. I tell you, there'll be tons of fibromyalgia people that are great for asexuals, and it's possible, you know, they could have that some of us might be able to have relationships with people with fibromyalgia who can't have sex. I mean, how incredible will that be? I mean, we would accept the fact they've got a disability because we don't want sex anyway. They would get a loving partner, some best friend, and we wouldn't have to have sex, but we could have someone. You know what I mean? It just expands it. So that's why it's really important I get my fibro book out as well, because that'll get asexuality reached to a much more global audience again. So whatever I'm doing, I'm always trying to mention asexuality and fit it in somewhere, even if the topic's not asexuality. Do you know what I mean? It's so important. Just imagine I'm in fibromyalgia groups, and there is thousands of people in there. And there's a lot of people that have got fibromyalgia, have problems with sex, many that can't have it because it's too painful. Just imagine. I mean, a lot of them are women. I will let you know, there's not many men that are in these groups. The majority is women. But if you're a bloke or if you're a woman who likes women, do you know what I mean? This is opening up a whole new gate for you. Do you know what I'm saying? It's going to be credible, because the more people that know about it with fibromyalgia, the more they'll tell their friends, oh my God, you know, there's people who can be with us without sex, because they've got, in these groups I'm in, yeah, people are leaving them. Their husbands that have been with them like 27 years are walking out the door because they can't have sex anymore. How disgusting is that? How disgusting is it? And if I can do anything to make their life better, if I can open up the whole world to them that they never knew existed, because they won't know about asexuality, the majority of them. I mentioned it in the group, but I'm going to be mentioning it big time because I'm doing it in the book. Plus, I'm doing some freebies if people buy the book. And asexuality is going to be featured in one of the freebies. So this is how I'm going to get asexuality recognised in another area of the world. Do you know what I mean? In another market, if you know what I mean. It's huge. But I need the printer as soon as possible to be able to get this book finished. This is my fibro book is my next project for next month. I've done lots of edits, but I've still got final edits to do. But I need to be able to do. I've got to do. One of the bonuses I've got to do, like I have to do like a cheat sheet, so I need the printer working for that and stuff as well. And in order to do my asexual courses, my paid for courses that should be coming out like March, April time that people have requested, you know, it's still going to take me like a long time to do them. So I'll be doing like some I'll be having to print stuff out for that, you know. So it's essential I get this printer. So if you can make a donation, however small it would help. It's a PayPal buttons below. It doesn't matter if you haven't got PayPal. You can pay by any card. You just click through PayPal. It's just a safe, secure environment. I have an admin fee taken off my side, but you don't have anything taken added, you know, to you. It's just me who receives it. But it'd be so wonderful of you. But yeah, so I am making strides with asexuality. People, I haven't really said this about my fibre bit because I wanted to keep it hush hush until it's out. But I know some people, even in my asexual groups, that some of them have got fibre, or they just want to read the book because, you know, it's kind of autobiographical again, but a different part of my life that you don't see so much. So some people are like, oh, when's the fibre book out? I just want to get it, you know, because they're quite interested in a lot of different aspects, because it helps people to have less pain, more energy, and be happier, you know. So there's like life skills in it, but it's particularly geared obviously towards fibromyalgia. But my mum keeps saying, I don't understand you, you're completely different to everyone with fibro, what, you know, I don't get you. I even had to prove to my parents a few months back that I was diagnosed with fibro. I'm like, I'm sure I showed you the hospital letter, but if I didn't, here it is again. I mean, this is my own parents we're talking about, because they didn't believe I got it. I'm like, of course I've got fibro. I've had it, you know, they're like, oh, but you haven't had official diagnosis. I'm like, yes, I have, from the doctor in January 2012. And so I had to get the letter out again, signed by the doctor. And it even said, I don't want meds. And it even says in there that, by the way, majority of people take meds for fibro, but it even says in the letter, meds are not going to help you. And people all over the world are taking meds. I don't take meds. And guess what? I've got a ton of energy. Probably something in that, isn't there? Yes, if you know the conspiracy and problems and everything with, well, it's not really a conspiracy. Basically, you know, the pharmaceutical industry make big money out of meds. So the more people can persuade you to take meds, the more professionals that can persuade you to take meds and convince you that you need them, the better. That's all I'm saying. The rest will be in my book. But yeah, so anyway, this guy on Facebook, you know, I said, hi, do we know each other from a group? No, I saw you on my list of people I may know. Oh, okay, I don't think we do know each other. I saw your friend's request and wanted to double check. I only usually add people I know somehow. Thanks for your interest, though. And he's like, you know, yes, we can them. He's foreign, but I mean, he doesn't speak very good English. But it's weird, isn't he? That he speaks very good English when he wants to be my friend, but as soon as I say no, he acts like he doesn't know what I'm talking about, because he's going, no, I saw you on my list of people I may know. Now that's really good. Apart from the punctuation missing, it's really good, perfect English, right? Then he goes into this. Yes, we can then get to know ourselves. I really do want to be a stranger to you. You seems to be a nice, real and a conscious person. Is that okay with you? Are you okay with that? I put, no, I don't add people to my personal profile. I don't know. You're welcome to join my community on my pages, which I gave him the Inspiration Inspired one and my Quirky Academy one. And he put, oh, okay, I'm so-and-so from Ghana. Did I just swap languages for a moment there? Laugh out loud. Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. They're dodgy. They're a bit dodgy when they do it. I mean, he does look like he's connected to some other entrepreneurs I know, so he might be okay. But I just don't like it when they swap their language like that. It usually means they're a bit dodgy. It is like, what have you done? Got a language transplant? Have you become another person? Or has someone else got hold of your Facebook or what? It's weird. And he's put, oh, okay, I'm so-and-so from Ghana and a teacher by profession. And I put, I'm heading back to work now, thanks. Because I needed to get home and do some work. And he's put, I teach information and communication technology in the Bolgatanga Senior High School. And I put a smiley face, and he's put thanks. And then he's put hi again, another day. But it's like, I don't know if he's okay or not, because I've checked his profile out and he looks okay. I mean, he's got a nice profile picture. He's got some nice information, but a thing I didn't like, which put me off straight away, because you know I'm naked repulsed, he's got a picture, like a painting of a mother feeding a baby. He doesn't seem very good at his communication and teacher job. Yes, Martin, exactly. And he's got pictures, though. I mean, he seems genuine because he's got pictures of him. I mean, he's a teacher in his country, so I guess his English doesn't have to be great, but most people can speak English, can't they, if they're a teacher? But he has graduated by the look of it, because he's got graduation things. And he's got pictures. But the thing that put me off is he's got a woman, right, picture on his photographs right under his profile of like where he lives, etc. In his photos is a picture of a mother with her breast out with a baby sucking it. And I just can't stand that type of stuff, because being asexual, who's naked repulsed, sex repulsed, it makes me feel physically sick. And I'm like, I don't want to look at that in my feed. Do you know what I mean? But it says 2nd of December 2018. That's when he graduated. So how did he graduate and become a teacher so quickly in a few weeks? Unless he was a teacher before he left. But he's only just graduated of university. He's only just graduated, and he says he's a teacher in a school. Well, if he is, he can't have been there very long, can he, if he's only graduated on the 2nd of December? I mean, I don't know if he but I mean, some of his posts are really inspirational. They are nice. He does look like he's interested in business, so he may be okay. But I'm pretty sure he fancies me, because I'm pretty sure that's why he would friend me. Do you know what I mean? But I don't know if it is for business. I don't know with him, but I just... Do you know what I mean? And some of these people, I don't know, some of these people just... It's a bit of a nightmare. So I don't know. His profile looks quite good in comparison to the other guy who's from my city, who barely has anything on his profile. You can't look at him at all. Hardly, apart from stuff to do with a few games he's got on there and some sports teams. You know what I mean? That's about it. He hasn't got any friends showing, or only one friend's like one of his posts. You know what I mean? He's a guy that hides things, whereas this guy is a lot more open. But you're thinking, how can he become a teacher? But that, to be honest, that picture, I don't even know if I can show you that picture. I'm warning you, it's disgusting. I don't know if you want to see it. I mean, people who like art probably don't mind it, but I don't like it. But I don't know if you can see that. I probably can't see it because, yeah, there you can. Ugh. Ugh. That's enough. Makes me feel, ugh, because I don't like stuff like that. Ugh. It makes me feel sick. I don't like it. To me, it's not natural, because I'm not interested in kids. And I'm not interested in having a baby suck my breast, thank you very much. I don't like breastfeeding in public. It makes me feel, ugh. When I was doing an asexual meetup, right, and the last, I think it was the last time, and me and two of the guys were meeting up on our own first. I think this was on the Friday night, or either the Saturday. It was either Friday or we met up on the Friday, me and two friends. I think it might have been that night. And yeah, and so it was just yeah. And I think it was Friday. Yeah, I had to meet up on a Sunday though, didn't I? So it might have been Saturday night. Anyway, me and the two guys met up, and there was a woman breastfeeding behind us. And I felt so sick, I really didn't want to sit there. But the place was quite packed out, and I'm like, oh. And my friend was sat next to me, and my other friend was in front of me. And when I was sat next to my friend, right, the woman was breastfeeding behind, and I'm just like, oh, I want to throw up. I just can't stand stuff like that. I don't think it's natural. I know most people think childbirth's natural, but I don't. It just seems so unnatural to me. I was saying this to my mum. She's like, "Oh, good job, me and your dad don't think like that, innit?" But I know it's nice that they don't think like that. I know it's nice of all of us. You know, it's great because we were born into the world. Do you know what I mean? I mean, it's wonderful that people have sex and are heterosexual from that point of view, or you know what I mean. If it was a natural birth, it is wonderful because we're here and we have to be grateful and thankful that I do appreciate it. But personally, for me, just stuff like that, it just makes me want to throw up. It's just like, oh. Why would you want to stick your breast out in public for a start? Do you know what I mean? Even if it is to feed your baby, go and do it in a toilet or something, or go and be home with your kid. Oh, I just like, you know, it's really awkward in one of my old jobs as well, because I used to work opposite a nursery, and you know, if any women were breastfeeding, I would just like look the other way. But most of the time I didn't see it because I paid more attention to my own department. But there was a guy who was like a manager on our floor once, and he was telling, or someone was saying about how uncomfortable he was when he was trying to sell a sofa to these people, and this woman, while he was talking to the woman about the sofa, this woman just whipped out her breast and started breastfeeding her baby in front of him while she was talking about the sofa still. I just can't see how people can do that. Oh man, it just makes me want to scream my face up. I'm like, how can you do that? Your breasts are private things. Why are you shoving them in people's way and eyeline and stuff? I know you got to feed your baby. They should have private stalls. Exactly, but some people, like my old job, because it's like they sell nursery stuff, stuff for babies. They don't mind. They're a breastfeeding friendly company, and even the restaurant they can do it. And I'm just like, but when me and my two asexual friends went out, it was a Wetherspoons pub. I don't know if anyone who lives in UK will know about Wetherspoons pub. It's a family pub, but do you know what I mean? It's like, it's just gross. It's making me feel so sick. And it's really hard when your friends sat next to you for you not to get it in your eye line a bit. And if you're going like, I had to go to the toilet, so I go like that. But you can still see it that way then, do you know what I mean? When you're turning around to go upstairs to the toilet, it's a bit like, it's, you know what I mean? It's a bit, it just, I know that people are not all like me, It's like, I don't like nudity in artwork. I don't like nudity at all. I don't think it's natural. I think I'm one of the very few people in this planet, apart from my friend Sam, best friend Sam, asexual best friend, and he is amazing. He is naked repulsed as well. He's probably, well, he's definitely as naked repulsed as me, if not a touch more, possibly. Do you know what I mean? And he doesn't like nakedness either at all. It makes him feel So I really hope I find a guy that doesn't like nakedness, or at least doesn't go around like wanting to see that stuff, because I just don't like it, That's a good thing about being single, It doesn't matter what people like, does it? When you're single, you can just live your life and be happy. You can live in a Disney World. You can watch whatever sex-free movies you want to watch. You got no one telling you what to do. You got no one shoving things down your throat you don't like. You've got no one saying, oh, this used to annoy me so much about my ex. Like, I'm like, why are you looking at that? Why aren't you fast forwarding it? Like, if we watched a movie together and it'd have some sex in it, I hated it. So I'm like, why don't you fast forward it? Oh, because it'll affect the storyline. I won't see the storyline. I'm like, you just fast forward. It's got nothing to do with the storyline a lot of the time. They just shove it in there, And to be quite honest, I thought my happiness should be more important, as in it makes me feel gross, than a blooming storyline. Do you know what I mean? Surely I'm more important than the blooming storyline. You know what I mean? I don't care about storylines. All I care about is fast forwarding and not watching that gross stuff. It makes me really uncomfortable and feel sick. I hate it. I really hate it. There's not many things I really hate in life, but that's one of the things I really loathe, if you know what I mean. So, yeah, and it's like, to me, pregnancy is not natural either. It took me 3.5 years in my last 5-year job to come to terms with the fact that there was pregnant people around me and I had to stop feeling sick. I think it was 3.5 years. Was it 3? Something like that. It was a long time. Definitely over 2.5. I think it's 3, but I was in that job like for 5 years. It's hard to tell, but I know it was at least 2.5 years, because I remember saying it to people, and it's just like, it was just really difficult. And eventually I got used to seeing their bump without feeling sick, but that was hard for me, because I was I was pregnancy repulsed as well. There's someone in my Asexual Perspectives book, actually, if you haven't read it. There are quite a lot of aromantics, by the way. If you're thinking, that Asexual Perspectives book will just be full of people who are romantic, it's not true. There are aromantic asexuals, people who lack romantic attraction. And one particular person said they don't like the idea of giving birth, because I ask if people are interested in having sex, I ask what they think about sex, but I ask if people are interested in giving birth, despite them being asexual, and what they think about it. And there's one person said they don't think it's natural for the way the baby is pushed down the birth canal and then pushed out. There's nothing natural about it. They think it's gross as well, and it's, it stretches your bits and everything. Ugh. So anyway, recapping on this video, if you do get someone private messaging you on Facebook randomly, it's likely, and you ask them, how do we know each other? They don't know you from a group or anything like that, and they're the opposite sex, because this world is highly sexualized. It's highly likely they could possibly be interested in you for a sexual relationship or potential sexual relationship. So do be careful. Do nip it in the bud straight away. Just be like me. Tell them you don't like sex because you've got nothing to lose, because they're strangers to you. So it doesn't matter what they think of you, because they're a stranger to you. You don't owe them anything. Just say you're not interested in sex. If they decide, oh, why, if they go off on one, you just block them. That's easy. Do you know what I mean? Job done, isn't it? Anyway, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed please hit the great big subscribe button down below. Please hit that bell icon to get notified every time I go live like now or post a new video. Thank you to Heather for watching so much. Thank you to Martin for watching so much. Thank you so much. And in the meantime, if you do want to make a donation to this channel, it would so help me out in getting my printer that I do need to publish more books and get asexuality spread more throughout the globe. There is a PayPal donate button down below, and like I said, don't worry if you don't have a PayPal account, you don't have to. It's just a form of paying, which means you're you know, when they process it, it's a very secure way of processing your payment, which is good for you. So yeah, if you can spare any little change, that would be great. I've got 237.40 still to raise, and the sooner I can raise it the better, because then I can get on with my work and get on with my book creation and courses and editing and everything like that. It's a more expensive one because I need to print thousands of copies. Like with my Asexual Perspectives book, it's 560 pages and it had about 15 edits. So you can imagine how many thousands of pages I had to keep printing out for that one. It's just humongous. And so the printer cartridges, the printer is more expensive, but the printer cartridges are cheaper because it's a commercial printer, you know, it's a business one, and so it's not one that you usually pick up in shops. You know, it's online from a specialist dealer, and so it's cheaper than the last one I had, but I still need to get it because the printer cartridges are much cheaper. But the printer cartridges do about 7,500 in the black one. My old commercial printer did 11,000, so it's still less than it was before, but do you know what I mean? I can't afford my old commercial printer. I can't afford one like that ever again because I had an accident years ago and used the money for that at the time. So anyway, anything you could donate would be appreciated. It's really nice as well because it makes me feel hugely appreciated for this channel. Thanks to Roger, who's already made a donation that made that amount the amount it is for my printer, so that, you know, I've got to pay less on the printer now because his donation goes towards that. Anyway, I really appreciate you watching this channel. Thank you so much for taking part. Thank you for all the comments. Thank you, Martin. Thank you, Heather. And thank you, everyone else, for watching. It's really kind of you. I love you to bits. And I will see you on the next live stream. Take care.